Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the Cancerian reading for August of 2020. Welcome to all Cancerians for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and of course Cross Watchers are also always welcome. Please note this is a general Cancerian energy reading for August of 2020, so please take what resonates. Don't make anything fit that doesn't. If you have need for a specific reading to your specific energies, please check the link below to the store, and there's available a section for personal readings. Please note also for this particular week until August 9th of 2020, I'm offering a specific to post-secondary students, parents, and guardians discounted reading for sort of a back-to-school energies. What's your campus going to be like? How's your fall semester going to be? Are you going to get all the classes you want? Is your roommate going to be okay? That kind of thing. So yeah, please don't hesitate to check that out, or let your friends know and allow them to enjoy it as well. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're doing tarot, crystal healing, energy, and of course we always have to do the dark goddess shadow deck just to find out that underlying concern that you might not be considering at this time. So we're starting out with the brand new to me and to this channel, the Light Seer deck, which is hiding, flying on the floor. This deck I actually just got the other day. I did do an unboxing video. Don't think that you've missed out on anything. The unboxing video has already been uploaded technically to YouTube, but I've cut it so that it will not actually be released to the audience until Wednesday. That's Wednesday the 5th in the morning, and I did that so that I can hopefully get all of these August predictions out as promised, fast and first, and then go on to the fun and not so scheduled readings and videos after. So we've got the King of Swords. We're moving on to the Two of Wands. And we also have Temperance. For your clarifiers, I'm going to get all 6 out just because I've got 5 here, and I'll just grab your last one in a second, and then we'll figure out what the messages are as far as the spread goes. So clarifying for the King of Swords, you've got the Three of Swords. Clarifying for the Two of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands. And I almost grabbed it out of obviously not focusing. Sorry about that. I know part of me is going, well, maybe because I don't usually do that, that's what I should do. Shh, let's not think that way. Let's go ahead and find that last card that's meant to come out of the deck as it's supposed to, not just randomly off the top because it happens to be there. Eventually, we will get one. So Cancerians, way too many. How are your plans coming for August? Do you have things that you're looking forward to doing? Are you going back to school, going back to work? Maybe not looking forward to going back to work, or maybe you are because you're looking to socialize. Let's find out if we can, if there's anything fun and interesting, as there always is, going on. Yep, see? Just because I didn't want to take that top one, it's going, I'm gonna make you do this for like 5 minutes. Oop. Nope. Okay, that's it. You, and you are coming back. You, since you came out first, are staying. And here, oddly enough, we have the Page of Wands in reverse, and that's clarifying for Temperance. So Cancer, what I'm seeing is your energy, and for whatever reason I just looked at it, so I'm going to let you know that the bottom of the deck is the Strength card, which is awesome. Lion, also for Leo season, so it's another fun message just for you, because I don't usually do that. You got me doing a whole bunch of stuff here, Cancerians. Sheesh. Okay, so what I'm seeing is the King of Swords, which is mastery within communication, mastery of truth, understanding what your truth is, understanding the truth of others. And it's clarified by the Broken Heart card, the card of agony, trauma, just general heartache. And so what this is literally is a truth about a situation, whether it was a relationship, a friendship, co-workership, whatever it happened to be, and really understanding and knowing the truth about what happened. Now, it could be the truth that came out that caused you to be in the agony that you're currently in. It could also be that you've been in the agony for other people, depending on which side of the situation you're on. Remember, this is a collective reading, that you have been in agony, but in August you're really coming in and you can actually see it coming. You're really coming into the truth of what the situation truly was, and the truth of where you're at, and maybe where you're at, finally being able to understand how you're better off where you are as opposed to where you were. What I'm seeing, of course, remember that the third... Sorry, I just heard a sound. I think it was the people upstairs dropped something. The 3rd of August was the full moon in Aquarius, so it taught us how to let go of things that no longer serve us. It taught us also how to stop being people pleasers, how to stop being this for some people and that for others, and to really hone in on being who we are. And so the heartache you've been feeling too could be just so much back and forth as to trying to make everybody happy and trying to make it to really understand everybody else's feelings, as it's your want, Cancer. It's what you do. You're very, and when I say very emotional, it's not meant to come out as a bad thing. It's emotional, and the fact that your EQ also is very, very high. And with regard to this, is you're finally understanding and learning the truth in that, and it's bringing you back into yourself and back into who you truly are and where you're meant to be. And the other part of what we have, especially this particular week, is we've got that Lion's Gate, which also could be why, for whatever reason, I was drawn to show you that Strength card. The Lion's Gate is happening on the 8th, which is this coming Saturday, if you're watching this on the day week that I upload it. And what that is it's basically bringing us into alignment in such a way that we're in alignment with Sirius, which is technically the closest star to us. But on that particular day, over top, Orion's belt will be directly over top of the Pyramid of Giza. And it will make Sirius look and appear as if it was even closer. Like it's one of those objects in your mirror closer than they appear moments, and it's really very, very close. And what that does is it brings in a huge amount of abundance, because this is another star. Like the star card always talks of hope and abundance and pouring into ourselves everything that we need to give to ourselves. And what this is it's another star from another place that's coming so close to us that in that particular instance it affects our abundance and heightens that. It heightens that hope. It heightens that overall wonderfulness that the regular star card and the regular star that we adhere to and love is able to give to us. The other part about this is that you've got the Two of Wands, which is clarified again by the Nine of Wands. Sorry, I had to look at it and make sure I had it right. The Two of Wands speaks of, it's sort of decision making, but it's also standing still and deciding where to go next. And what that is, especially with regard to the being clarified by the Nine of Wands, is the Nine of Wands is basically making your fortress. It's making your foundation. it can be something with regard to you putting up a defense and putting up a bit, and not in a bad way, but putting up your boundaries so that the next things that come towards you, the next people that you encounter, will not cause this. And that's okay. Putting up those boundaries, having those boundaries while you're healing, absolutely. Keeping them up is great. Being defensive toward the next person because of this person is not the greatest thing. That can happen at times. I've personally done it, unfortunately, and I know I can catch when I'm doing it, and I've actually told people when I've done it, because I've had people where it's like they'll do something and I will react to it, and then I will literally go to them like within hours or the next day if I'm not seeing them that day again, and I'll be like, I apologize. Unfortunately, my reaction was based on somebody else and had nothing to do with you. I see that wasn't you. I see that I did that wrong. You know, please understand. I am getting through it. I am doing better. It's just occasionally you'll get triggered, and you need to forgive yourself and be there for yourself and gentle for yourself in those times as well. The Temperance card, again, also speaks of that. It speaks of being there for yourself and being patient. Temperance is patience. It's also the card of Sagittarius, just in case you happen to be dealing with Sagittarius. And what it is with that is that it's asking you to be patient with yourself while you're going through this. Be patient with yourself that you've had this overwhelming hurt that's happened to you. And you are a little bit stuck in your standstill moment while you're making those decisions of finding out where you want to go next, which is fine, absolutely. Taking the time to figure out where you want to go next, as opposed to being impulsive, sometimes is actually way better. I've done both, so trust me, I know. You've got with regard to your fortress and your boundaries being built as well, it's being patient with yourself, while you figure out how high those boundaries have to be, how strict those boundaries have to be. Because you've got some boundaries that are absolute. You've got if the person you're with is mean to or rude to a waiter, that's an absolute boundary. You know, if the person that you're with is 10 minutes late to pick you up from something and you're very much into punctuality, being late because they got stuck in construction in one time is not an absolute boundary. To most people. To you it might be. Most people it wouldn't be. Being late consistently becomes a red flag and becomes a space where that boundary goes back down. It's like, or up, or whichever direction your boundaries happen to go. Just be patient and learn what your boundaries are, and learn within yourself what you are willing to accept. Don't worry about what anyone else is willing to give. That's always absolutely important, and it just means that if that person can't give what you're willing to accept and need to accept in your love language and your requirements, then that's not the person for you. That's how it is. And that can be friendships, it can be a business too. If the job is not providing you with what you need, or they're not providing you with the support that you need, or their human resources department doesn't have whatever amenities you require, then absolutely somewhere else is probably better. This is, again, the Temperance card is clarified by the Page of Wands in reverse. So the Page of Wands, normally upright, speaks of childlike excitement. It's wonder, it's happiness, it's I'm going to the amusement park for the day, yippee, let me go on all the roller coasters. You know, Baskin Robbins or whatever has a new flavor of ice cream, that kind of yay, you know. But in this case, what you're looking at is that it's backwards and being reversed. Sorry, and being reversed is perfectly awesome because of the fact that this is in regards to, or with regards to, the Temperance card. So that patience. So not spontaneously going towards something, not going towards something because it's exciting, because it's this, because it's that, not being driven by your desires. Instead, holding back, finding where you're comfortable and going with that instead. So your healing card, your healing crystal card, is going to be, was good. Okay, so you have the Golden Healer. Absolutely. I am all for that for you. We have, not only do we have a number 27 with the Golden Healer, but we also have a pink border which speaks to the heart chakra, which is fabulous. Absolutely amazing. I love when the synchronicity happens within a reading. It's just, oh, so much for me. Love it, love it, love it. This is the ultimate healer, of course, the absolute card with regard to healing, and like I think the absolute card for this deck. And it basically talks about healing going as a flow. And sometimes flows ebb too, don't forget. So you've got, it's going to come for a long time, and then all of a sudden you'll have, it's almost like a plateau. It's like if you're somebody who exercises and you're trying to reach certain goals in your exercise, or you're trying to lose weight, and you get to that spot after a few days, a few weeks, where all of a sudden you just don't progress. That's going to be your ebb as far as your healing goes, and that's okay, because it's the rest of you catching up to your healing. It's the rest of you finding the new normal to where you're currently at before you continue to heal or continue to grow into your new self. And that's great. That's awesome. The fact that that's even here and that you have that flow happening within August is beautiful. Just beautiful. So let's find out, if we can, what your energies are going to be. This deck has been so much fun today. I swear, if I had gotten this deck while we were doing, while I had the channel, instead of before I had the channel, I would have had something to say about how much gloss they put on it. Okay, so you have the All Tied Up as your card, which is also the number 23. Now this was also the energy card for Taurus. So if you happen to have Taurus in your chart somewhere, you might want to look into what that particular section is, and maybe if there's something in there for you as well. That's literally the only card that's, yeah, so far that's the only card that's going to match it, unless you happen to have the same shadow card. It's just just that particular part of the message that's similar for you. And with regard to this, so it could be that you're feeling a bit of entrapment, and that's what I'm seeing with this card, is that it's very much the Eight of Swords. And you're feeling all tied up. You're feeling maybe, it could be physically feeling tied up. It could be that your digestion and your metabolism have been a little bit off lately, and and which is absolutely understandable. When you're under extreme stress, when you're under a huge amount of heartbreak or trauma, it does mess with your system physically as well. Absolutely. But what I'm seeing also with this is that it could be internal. As I mentioned, it reminds me very much of the Eight of Swords, which is basically the idea of you think you're trapped, but you really aren't, and you have the ability to get out of it. You're also feeling tied up in that, remember that to allow yourself, be patient with yourself, but allow yourself that time. Don't push away the idea of self-love. Don't push the idea away of self-care and healing because you don't have time. Well, I've got work, I've got school starting, I've got this, I've got, family. So you're all tied up with responsibilities, and taking away that, or taking time out for yourself, first of all, not selfish. Anytime that you actually spend for yourself is actually not selfish. The only people who will ever tell you that it's selfish, or the only time you'll ever hear somebody use the word selfish with regard to self-care, self-love, or taking time out for yourself, are people who are benefiting because you haven't been. So they're the people who have been taking advantage of the fact that you've been there all the time for them. And if you even take 1 minute of a day, or I'm going for a coffee break, which can take like 15 minutes or so, and they're like, oh, you can't possibly do that. 15 minutes? Oh my God. Those are the people that are benefiting because you're not, and you will find them, and you will be able to and that'll be the truth. That could actually be part of the truth that you're finding right now. And in August, really learning who is making you feel this way besides you, who you are allowing. And that's the whole thing. It's always allowing. It's who are you allowing to help you, to make you feel that way. Your shadow card, which will be the last card, is going to be your things that to look out for that you may not be aware of. It can be something underlying, a concern, something subconscious. It can also be energies from somewhere else that are somehow affecting your development or flow, as it were. Whoop, there we go. Oh, you got two. Okay, I'm good with it. So we have Sheila Nagay with Desperation. And we have Maman Brigitte with Redemption. So literally two halves of the same thing. And what it is it's more of what we were talking about just a moment ago. And what that is really, where do you find your desperation? Where do you find your overall feeling of stress? Are you feeling as if you haven't been healing fast enough from your heartache because someone is getting upset with you? Or are you getting upset with yourself because you feel like it's been taking too long because you haven't got the patience and need to really pull in that patience? Or are you listening to other people who are making you feel that way? The idea of redemption is to really remember that you are in charge of you, to really embrace your self-care and self-love this month. That is a huge overall message for you, Cancerians, for August, is to really embrace your own self and how you treat yourself. Look at how you treat yourself. As everybody says, do better. See where you haven't been treating yourself correctly or how you haven't been treating yourself fairly. Do better. Give yourself those times. Give yourself those coffee breaks. Take a day somewhere. I mean, wherever you work, you have a vacation day somewhere. If you don't have a vacation day, that's because you've just started. Take one of your days off. Don't allow your family in. Don't allow anybody to say, oh, well, since you have a day off, we should be doing bleh. No. That is your day. To be you, to relax, to read, to drink tea, to have a bath, to do a facial, to hit golf balls if your golf course is open and that's what your thing is. Go to a batting cage if that's your thing and they're open. Whatever it is that's your thing that will recharge and regenerate yourself, that's the thing that you're being asked to find and do, especially even if it's just for one day. And I know August has 31 days, so somewhere in 31 days there has to be one day that you can find to be able to do that. That is, what is that? That's like less than blah percent, you know? My fractions in math are very, very bad. But one day you should be able to find it. And if you find yourself not being able to find it, look to why you're not. Look to why you're not, and is that important? Is that person, if it's a person that's not allowing you to do that, are they looking at your best interests? Even if it's a parent, even if it's a sibling, even if it's a grandparent, a child. Granted, kids, if you're a single parent, it might be a little bit off, a little bit hard. Is there somebody that you can have watch out for your kid for even a few hours? Or, you know, if you're able to do that, is there somebody that can allow you that time to go to a movie, you know, go for a drive, whatever it is? Just get out, do your own thing, and just recharge. So, Cancerians, this is what I have for you for August. Thank you so much, so much for allowing me to read for you. It's been an honor. I look forward to seeing you again for another reading. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And we will see you again. Bye for now.